Am I the a-hole for banning my wife's divorced Disney-obsessed friend's plugins from our house? My wife's friend Melissa, 49F, is staying with us for a few weeks while she sorts her life out. We have a large home and are very happy to have house guests. She's leaving her husband after 25 years of marriage because she wants to move to LA and work at Disneyland. This sounds like the plot of a bad sitcom, but I'm afraid it's real. Both she and her husband are equally culpable for the failure of their marriage, and they really bring out the worst in one another. Their relationship has been in that state for as long as I've known them. The problem is Melissa showed up with an arsenal of room scents and sprays and plugins. The smell, teenage girl with a side of Forever Chemicals / Ode to Disneyland, has completely taken over the hallway, the family bathroom, my office, and even down 2 flights of stairs into the foyer, drawing room, and living room. It's strong, it's nasty, and it's made of and smells like all of the chemicals that we avoid. Sidebar, we've been cleansing ourselves of chemical nasties and have curated our home to smell clean and subtle. It's part of what makes it feel like home. Now it just smells like teen spirit. Melissa is genuinely lovely and in a vulnerable spot, and I don't want to make her feel unwelcome. But it's our house, and this is something we've been intentional about. However, outside of our personal feelings about plugins, it feels really out there to rock up in someone else's home and decide to bring your own plug-in scents to totally change the smell of the house. I mentioned how strong the smell was, assuming it was a room spray, and how it was overtaking every room. She said, "Yeah, the plugins are pretty strong." I was so shocked I asked her to remove them. I opened up with a sensitive ask. "Hey, those room sprays are pretty strong. Would you mind keeping the door closed if you're using them?" And spiraled a bit when I heard her say plugins, plural. My wife told me I was being an a-hole for making her uncomfortable when she is going through a lot, and that I could bitch to her about it instead, but it was over the line to ask her to stop. I was incredulous that she thought it was okay to change the scent of our house. Am I the a-hole here like my wife says? I feel pretty justified in my complaint. Edit. To address the frequently asked questions. The plugins are already gone. The conversation pivoted from, "Could you please keep the door closed when you spray the room?" to "Can you please remove the plugins?" She apologized and removed them immediately. Later, after writing this post, I also spotted that the intake vent for the central air was about 12 feet from where one of the plugins was. This explains how the whole house got gunked up so quickly. The smell still hasn't gone 24 hours later. In the part of the conversation where the plugins were revealed, my wife informs me that my facial expressions were all over the place, a mix of shock and disgust. I maintained a friendly but firm tone when I asked her to remove them, explained my reasoning clearly. I capped the conversation by saying I hated the smell of them, which was unkind and deeply unhelpful. In my defense, I genuinely do hate the smell, and I was so thoroughly flabbergasted that an adult would think this is okay to do that I made an unguarded comment. Here's what the comments said. Comment number 1. Not the a-hole. Your health and comfort in your own home are important. As someone with allergies and mild asthma, the struggle can be real with scents and stuff. She can tone it down. Comment number 2. She didn't ask anyone? Not your wife either? If so, not the a-hole. Comment number 3. Yes, she should take the plugins out if they bother you. That being said, the Disneyland comment and insults to her likes is over the top and has nothing to do with the story other than trying to make her look bad. I'm not sure if I believe you asked her in a polite way. Maybe try being a little less judgmental. Comment number 4. You say that you spiraled when you heard her say it was plugins. Spiraled how? You describe yourself as being sensitive and asking politely when you thought it was a spray. Then don't describe your reaction at all other than to say you spiraled. It sounds like you're deliberately leaving out the part where you actually may have been an a-hole. The author actually replied saying, I said something along the lines of, "Could you please unplug them? They contain all sorts of chemicals that we are trying to avoid, and I can smell them everywhere in the house, and I really hate the smell." My tone was not as kind as I usually prefer it to be, but I didn't raise my voice or lose my temper. I simply melted into a puddle of WTF in front of her. I made a number of faces, involuntary, of incredulity after learning about the plug-in situation while trying to not lose my rag. She apologized and said she would remove the plugins. Someone else replied saying, "Oh, here it is. Yeah, you got quite frustrated at your guest, probably angry, over something she was clueless about. You could have handled it better, but no one handles everything perfectly all the time, so you're only in a hole if you don't smooth it over." Just apologize for your frustration and tell her it's water under the bridge. Oh, and you're the a-hole for being coy about what actually happened. Winky face. Hope some ventilation will sort out your intentional sent home soon. Do you think they were the asshole or not? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed it, hit subscribe for more stories every day. Am I the a-hole for not letting my daughter's boyfriend propose at my vow renewal? I, 50M, have been married to my wife for almost 25 years. We plan on throwing a huge vow renewal in December. It's basically going to be like a second wedding. The whole shebang. We have 7 kids together, and this regards our baby girl Lala, 20F. Her boyfriend came to me a little over a month ago and asked me for her hand in marriage and also asked if he could propose at the vow renewal. He's a great guy, and we get along super well, and I genuinely like him for my daughter. I said yes to both originally and was super excited. A few weeks pass, and he asks can he also invite a few family members of his. I was expecting maybe his parents and siblings, but he instead sends me a list of 25 family members he wants to add. I have a few problems with this. 1. His family does not like my daughter. They are Asian and do not like that their son is with a black woman. And considering nearly everyone else there will be black. To be fair, my daughter says he always sticks up for her, and I have witnessed this myself. 2. He expects us to fund these people, like a regular guest. As I mentioned, this would be just like a wedding. So 25 extra people is a lot of money. I told him I couldn't accommodate that many people. He got angry and said I was ruining his special moment and that I don't really care about Lala, and said I can't do anything if they just show up. I said they absolutely will not show up. I then told him he still had my hand/permission to marry my daughter, but he was not allowed to propose at the vow renewal. Now him, his family, and my 2 sons both say I was being a hole and should just suck it up. But my other kids and my wife say that I'm not in a hole and that he's crazy. Obviously, Lala does not know about any of this. Am I the a-hole? Comment below if you think he is being the asshole or not. Subscribe for more.